like.
Welcome back to Uncharted Lost Legacy. So let's continue.
Let's
Let's run
on the map.
let's run over all the flowers because
Flowers are evil.
All right. So yeah, we
Really?
visited one temple and we started a side quest. So let's football around, see what we can find. So we can
side quests in my Uncharted game.
Yeah, what's this about a side quest?
I explained it to you, but you were gone. Forgot most of the half of the second half of the second part, so you didn't listen. So allow me to explain it.
Pedro, you can't blame me for not listening if I wasn't there.
I know. I'm not blaming
But
you.
you just
Jeez.
said I wasn't there, so I didn't listen. It's
guys,
a paradox. A paradox,
guys.
a most ingenious paradox.
Guys, you're both beautiful. Now, can we please carry on?
Okay.
Tibbs, I was making a joke.
Anyway,
Bag.
the point is,
Awkward. Anyway, so side quest?
we found a temple that has a map that leads to, and it has a lot of spots for catching specific tokens. And
Oh wait, hold on. I think I was there during that scene. Yeah. Oh, so we're going to one of those temples that isn't part of the main quest.
Yeah, and so now we have to find these mini places that have a token somewhere. So there's I think it's 12 tokens. I forgot how much of them it is. But yeah, basically if you collect all of them, you can go back to the temple and you get yourself the Queen's Ruby, which will make find treasures easier.
Symbol. Not one of the three we're looking for, but it matches the one in that shrine we visited.
What Chloe said.
Maybe
Blow it up.
Question.
And there.
What was that? General Asaf, we heard an explosion.
Ignore it.
Another crest.
But that might be our enemies, sir.
I'm under contract from Nadine's father to ignore any suspicious sounds. Whereas his little girl may be on this venture and doesn't want us to kill her that easily.
But sir, remember the Count Olaf incident?
I remember the Count Olaf incident all too well.
Yeah, one of our men somehow managed to lose right leg.
I know, right? That was such a pain to get rid of.
The
Oh,
leg?
grenade.
No, the man in question.
Oh, right. Well, the egg was kind of icky too.
Yes.
Yes.
Found another token. So long as we visit the other two forts, I'm good.
All right then.
So basically, if you don't complete the side quest, Dean will be pissed off and yell.
Now, fortunately, remember, even if we don't complete the side quest, these tokens are old and archaeologically valuable, so they can still fetch a good price.
Yeah, that reminds me. I posted a story in the chat where a group of treasure hunters used a metal detector and found a bunch of old coins. It turned out they were props for a BBC show.
How interesting. All right.
Where did they even go anyway? Barmouth?
Maybe a beach?
A waterfall.
Barmouth is a beach.
I guess we'll turn left then.
No, Pedro, you're going the wrong way. No.
Okay, let's see.
I actually saw what happens if you drive. I watched another video where it shows what happens if you drive off a cliff.
What happens?
You die.
What happened?
Hey, this is
I wonder what happens if I drive my car off this cliff.
Well, this is Uncharted, guys, where a lot of wacky stuff can happen, to be fair.
But to
Jover.
be fair, when we fall off a cliff in Uncharted, we generally die.
Yeah, Jover, even Uncharted has to follow some logic.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah, but it generally follows the fall off a cliff you die logic. So
Anyway, in order to get this token, we have to solve a puzzle.
Thing I packed up.
wow.
Oh, I love that. By the way, King's Quest reference there.
What was it? Sorry.
She said, "Good thing I brought my thinking cap," as in Graham's cap.
That's,
Yeah, basically one of the running things in King's Quest job is that Graham has a cap with a red feather, and that's his adventurer's cap or thinking cap, as he also calls it. So and Neil Druckmann as himself said that he's a huge King's Quest fan. He was the one who gave Roberta Williams a lifetime achievement award in the video game awards. So that might have been something that he snuck in.
I'm wondering because, well, essentially, thinking cap, that's a common saying in America.
That's a common saying anywhere, but
It is,
for exploring specifically, this is probably a reference.
If you say so.
Again, Jova, the fact that Neil Druckmann is a King's Quest fan, that makes me think that, for who knows, might be something he slipped in while he was while he was visiting the studio. Well, this not the studio. While we was checking on the game's progress. Anyway, all right. So basically, here's how this puzzle works. As you can see, we have to build the figure of a horse. This can be quite tricky because you have to also take into account the other free. Notice those free pieces, the ones that are made in, the ones that are like brownish. Those also are included in them. Yeah, you've got to insert them. And the way it works is, obviously, it depends on the circle. The little one goes in the little circle, the middle one goes in the middle circle, and so on and so forth. So obviously, you have to create these openings so that, for example, the little piece on the left now cannot go anywhere because, well, there's nowhere to go. So what I have to do is I have to, there we go. Basically, I have to create an opening so that I can properly put this little piece in the little circle. So there you go. I just demonstrated what happens if you try doing things in other ways. So
see.
No, it's so I can put the other piece there. See, because every time you press X, it changes the act. Sorry, if you press triangle, it moves pieces in and out. So I have to transport all those two pieces to the right side, and then do this. Now I can put the little piece in. There you go. Ha. Anyway, okay, now we can get back to putting the other pieces in their place. There we go.
You're probably going to want to put that one back.
Very good, Jova.
Go.
Yeah, if it were me doing this kind of puzzle, I get bored in like a minute.
And there we go.
Got it.
I was just wondering if they do another one of these.
That's why I insisted on doing action. That's why I insisted on doing this one, because it's definitely the most puzzle heavy of the Uncharted games.
Maybe the next one will be more action oriented.
Since this game had a tighter budget and a tighter development time, they couldn't afford to have as many action set pieces. So to make up for it, they made this the most puzzle heavy, since that's more expensive to make. Sorry, more cheap to make. Sorry.
One of my biggest regrets, though, not throwing in any Professor Layton during my games, during my Uncharted games.
You'll have plenty of time to do that in other games.
Yeah.
All right.
Like Lady Later. Oh.
That already has. Nishira's got you covered on that, Twibs.
Pedro?
Yeah.
Yes, Jova?
Don't explain the joke.
That's the joke.
I wasn't even responding to the joke. I was just commenting.
Now for my Woody Allen impression. I'm a neurotic nerd who likes to sleep.
That's a Woody Allen impression? Have you ever actually heard Woody Allen speak?
Pedro,
The context is that it's Arnold Schwarzenegger or McBain in Simpsons terms doing a Woody Allen impression.
Why would Arnold Schwarzenegger be doing a Woody Allen impression?
It makes sense in context of the episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, I haven't seen that one then. Sorry,
I haven't. A lot of people.
I haven't seen The Simpsons since like season 11 because I already run.
Yeah, that episode is within that range.
Well, maybe I quit just in time before that episode, I guess.
Or maybe you pulled the dibs.
Well, the thing is, Jova, Principal and the Pauper really destroyed a lot of my goodwill towards that show.
Oh yeah, because that's one of Pedro's biggest hates, retconning stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's for a good reason.
That's one of most people's least favorite episodes, though, isn't it?
No, absolutely. Principal of the Pauper can go fucking die in hell.
I haven't seen most of The Simpsons, honestly, but I do know and understand exactly why people hate that episode, and I agree.
I know, but to give you an idea, Shira, even Harry Shearer, the guy who plays Principal Skinner,
I know he went off on one about that. Mm-hmm.
He put it better than any of us could. You're punishing the audience for paying attention.
He told that to the writers himself, didn't he?
Even Matt Groening says he does not like that episode. Like, that episode was executively mandated, essentially.
And it's usually, I know, actors can be pretty open with when they haven't liked a project, but it's usually a few years after the fact. But I believe he said this, not like during the time.
Yeah, but he said it privately to the
Hell.
writers, and it wasn't public knowledge until much later.
I know, but the fact that he said that up front is quite something.
Hey, Pedro.
Not to mention that fan backquest of the episode was phenomenal. Like,
Hopefully on a more positive subject. Hey, Pedro.
Yes, Twibs.
Is there any time that you've seen something retconning something from the past that you actually didn't mind?
It depends. I can think of a few examples.
Well, X-Men Days of Future Past.
well, to be fair, X-Men Days of Future Past.
Well, that was
like,
the time travel movie. That was kind of the whole point.
now a
Yeah,
true retcon would
is there anything-
be
Is there anything else?
now a true retcon would be X-Men First Class. Now that was a retcon. So
Yeah,
you're telling me
that's
that all
pretty
this
much-
time. So you're telling me that all this time, Mystique is actually Xavier's sister,
Adopted.
who she was a-okay to completely abandon on a beach to go with Magneto and do all the evil stuff she did in the original three films, even though she later sells out Magneto anyway in the end.
Yeah, that's my. I mean, the X-Men films are still my favorite ones. Yes, even more so than the MCU. But they're a continuity nightmare.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why I overall prefer MCU over the X-Men films as a whole. The X-Men films kind of suck with continuity. Like, even when they do, even when they do the time shift in order to make things better time-wise. Anyway, Pedro, is something new story-wise happening, or are we just doing the old thing?
No. We're trying our best to take down these guys. It's
Although
it's
it's
one of
like
those things.
it's like
That's the thing, Dwebs. Like, all I
It's
ask.
like Pedro said, I can overlook stuff like that because they're good movies. Most of them.
It's just the problem is like, well, when MCU became a thing, then the X-Men films tried to be a world here and there to the point where they even tried to incorporate
they weren't-
Deadpool into their world.
Well, at least they weren't as blatant about it as well. Like Sony, Universal tried to do it.
Yeah.
Sony, oh
At
yeah,
least-
that reminds me.
At least the X-Men films had like hundreds of characters they could use.
At least we're not Sony.
Have you guys heard the news that Sony may be trying to revive the Venom movie? And you know how they said Spider-Man wouldn't be in it? Well, Spider-Man may be in it.
Brilliant.
At
Anyway,
this point, I've just learned to just wait till the finished product comes out because
And they
that's the
still
only way
got
I know.
Tom
for
Hardy
certain.
on board, apparently, for some reason.
this is
The only way I know for certain nowadays is
Here-
the movie.
Here's the basic gist of it, Whips. When writers go for the trouble of making a prequel or a sequel to something, the bare minimum that I ask is, if for some reason it's been a long time and you might misremember a few details, watch it again, do your research a bit so you can actually get stuff right. Which I mean,
hear
kind of like the writers of the Tangled series, where you can clearly tell those guys know the movie by heart and get everything right when it comes to continuity. Whereas,
Yeah, I never got
which is
writers
why, I know this is a cliche example, but it's always the one that comes up in our conversation. Sorry about that. Which is why I absolutely, as someone who grew up with the original trilogy, I absolutely detest what they establish about the Force in the prequels, because it's not at all what I was. All I ask is consistency. If George forgot what he did in those movies, watch them again, George. Take some notes, please.
Oh, I know the
That's all
feeling.
I
But
ask.
hey, now we got a new example now, because that's also how I feel about Last Jedi and its retconning with the Force.
Because
So you're telling me now
apparently
that-
everyone
you know what?
can use it.
Yeah. And you can use it to bring down lightning even if you're dead.
Okay.
You gonna kill him? Oh, there we go.
There we go, headshot.
Too late. They kind of saw you. Oh,
Too late. Anything, how you doing?
is anyone left?
If there was
I
any,
can see a dot. I
Yeah.
can see a dot moving around
yeah,
there.
there's a marking dot there, so there's at least one more left.
But yeah, Paige, you're bringing up a good point, Miko. Whether we're talking about the prequels or we're talking about Last Jedi, why is it that these filmmakers pride themselves on not having seen the original just for the sake of, oh, we're a new breath of fresh air? It's like, dudes, do your research. Like heck, even Ken and no, even Pontaff are doing their research nowadays after the backlash they got from Sonic.
I don't know, Jove. I'll still take the quote. I still think Last Jedi wasn't nearly as contradicting as the prequels, but that's just me.
Also,
Oh,
Jova,
I have plenty of things to say about last year.
Jova, I don't count Wikipedia as in-depth research. So.
Oh, sorry, I did not say in-depth research.
All right,
but
we're in the
there is
clear.
an effort.
Now we're in the
All
clear,
right.
Dwibs.
So what have we got to look for here?
Let's see.
Is this the one with the Ark of the Cosmos in it?
No, Jova, wrong series.
Is this the one with the Cup of Eternal Youth?
Think again.
Is
this the one with the crystal skull?
Kalima!
Ooh, look at that. We got
A
ourselves.
Luger? Oh no, it's a Kadavak.
Basically, basically Shoreline got the token first, but now it's ours.
I don't see a
These
crystal
Reapers.
skull anywhere, though.
I'm sorry, what, Dwibs?
I
You're
don't
not
see a
taking the
crystal-
gun?
I don't see a crystal skull anywhere here, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see skulls, but not crystal ones.
Seriously, you left the pistol back there?
I have my silencer pistol that I prefer.
So you can't incorporate it into your arsenal without replacing the pistol, I'm guessing?
Well, the way it works with Uncharted, you have two weapons, a smaller one and a bigger one, and you can't have more than two. I mean, if you could equip more than two weapons, it would be broken, and the game would be too easy.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily. They could tweak it, but I see your point, though. I mean, it's sort of like how War Cybertron works. You know, you could have up to two weapons. You gotta replace one. I'm guessing.
If I could have at the same time a silencer pistol, a sniper rifle, and a rocket launcher, I would just blow through the entire game.
I'll break the game in half.
Basically, yeah.
Unless they had something to tweak the difficulty for it properly.
They do. However, I still think two weapons is fine. Speaking of rocket
never said it
launchers, we
wasn't
just found an
fine.
RPG.
Are you
No.
going to take that with you?
You found
No,
you found Final
Okay,
Fantasy 50.
really,
Pedro,
you're
you
not-
found Final Fantasy 50.
no,
You're
Java,
not
because
bringing the RPG with you.
no, because the RPG will become very useful later on. Don't worry, Java.
Oh, clever.
Not
Saving
just-
it for later use.
Basically, well, not just that, but thanks to the New Game Plus features, I can just spawn one on my arms if I want to anyway.
Yeah, what was that you were saying about being broken if you had more than two
Well,
weapons?
well, Java. Here's the thing: you have to do a new game. You have to get enough points to buy that at the store, though. So it's not like you have that up front.
Well, yeah, but it's New Game Plus still.
I love how like when the character takes a weapon out, that's a telltale sign that you can have a.
Nice picture.
Nice.
Let's post it on Instagram.
I'm on a mission. Hashtag come get me. I'm finding the treasure.
All
Oh,
right,
of course.
and we just found a hidden passage.
It's funny you mentioned Instagram, since I'm taking a critical and social media course.
Oh, really?
And in fact, my professor is actually from New Zealand.
Is he teaching you the harms of social media as well?
Oh, no. He's teaching the benefits, actually, of it.
Ah, okay.
AJ, have you asked him? Has he ever been in an area where they film Power Rangers?
I forgot to. You know, at first I thought he might be British or Australian, actually, but nope, New Zealand.
One of my
I love what
favorite.
he
One of my
said,
favorite.
actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
I love what he said when I asked him, "Are you from Australia or Britain?" He said, "Actually, no, I'm from New Zealand. Make of that what you will." Like, is New Zealand like the Portugal to
Yeah,
Australia or
kind of.
something?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Joe. Usually, when people think of that particular continent, they think Australia, and that's it. And New Zealand tends to get forgotten quite a bit.
The only people who really remember New Zealand fans of the Rings, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That's honestly kind of like how it is with some countries and the UK. They know England, and that's about it.
Yeah, but Wales has Doctor Who.
Anyway, there we go.
And
Got another
Scotland
token.
has
So
a
That's
lot
a
of
pretty
things.
deep hole that Jeep is near.
oh, trust me,
I'm sure
Jova.
you
This
drive
chip
over
is
there.
amazing. You'll see what this chip can do
Well,
eventually.
of course, this Jeep can defy the laws of gravity by
Jovis.
driving over. What?
AJ, speaking of New Zealand,
Yeah.
one thing that was funny in one of the recent Power Rangers series, they had an episode where they went to New Zealand's capital, and so basically they travelled from New Zealand to New.
Amazing.
So they had to. What they do is they disguise New Zealand West,
Mm-hmm.
and well, except for that one where they went from America to Auckland.
All right.
Which
And
is that's a.
And we've arrived at another one of our 3 primary temples.
It'd be like if it were a
This is the one with the... Yeah?
It'd be like if a Doctor Who episode went from London to Cardiff.
All right, let's see what's in here. If I find...
Don't open it, Pedro, it's a bomb.
No, this is not Ultima 8.
You know, actually, that's another thing. You'd think that they'd think to booby trap these.
Don't worry, Jova. You'll get your fix of booby trap treasure chests in Ultima 8 when we get to that game eventually.
But we got like Ultimas 1 through 7 to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Remind me, what's the Ultima series all about?
It's basically it's one of the oldest RPG series ever, even before Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest were a thing. Lord British, yes, that's his nickname. Was Lord British.
Let me guess, he's actually Portuguese.
No, he's American.
Okay.
Basically,
Richard Garriott. Yeah,
Yes.
he's actually English American.
Oh, he's an English American. Oh,
So he's the best of both worlds.
I guess. Anyway, yeah. So basically, Jova, the Ultima series is okay. Okay, maybe not the oldest. That would be okay. The oldest technically would be Dungeons and Dragons, but that's a board game.
They're one of the oldest.
When it comes to video games, specifically, not board games, Ultima is probably the first ever RPG series.
Wow, and it was made by an American slash British folk instead of a Japanese.
Well, RPG, not JRPG.
You know what I mean, Pedro. I mean, well, JRPGs are still RPGs, just Japanese. That's what the J stands for.
I know, that's why I specifically said RPG instead of JRPG. But anyway,
Carry on.
Well, I never really got why we actually bothered to make Japanese RPGs their own genre. I mean,
because they do things differently, Jova. I mean, compare Skyrim to Dragon Quest. They do things completely different.
Yeah, but doesn't Ultima do things kind of a bit more similarly to the likes of Final Fantasy in some regards?
Well, but Ultima doesn't exist anymore, Jova. So, anyway.
You know what I mean, though, Emiko? It was a Western RPG that did stuff like JRPGs does. It's just, I never really got on board with the whole quantifying Japanese RPGs as their own genre. I mean...
Anyway, Pedro, what you were saying?
It's because they do things very differently. But anyway, it has to do with the fact that Ultima was... If not the first, definitely the most pioneering one, the one that was very influential and set a lot of groundwork for everything that every RPG made nowadays still follows, like basic dungeon layouts and leveling up systems and stuff like that. It inspired
so much of JRPGs as well. Nice.
It inspired Yuji Horii to create the first ever JRPG, the first Dragon Quest game.
Again, there's really no point in considering JRPGs are...
Fine, Mr. Nitpicker. Fine, Mr. Nitpicker. It's all RPGs.
No, by all... Pedro. I have no gripes with you about it. I mean, that's just what people have decided. It's just, I never got the whole calling JRPGs their own genre. That's it. I know that's how it is, but I just don't agree with it. That's all.
Sure.
Wow, Pedro, you had a little bit of a slip-up there.
Can't be helped.
I did. True.
Everyone has one nowadays.
Everybody gets one. Whee!
Here come the others.
Oh, crap.
Oh, snap.
You boys really don't want me shooting from down here.
Pedro, that's not the time for accuracy. Just shoot.
But I'm trying to headshot him.
Don't bother. Just shoot him.
So Dwayne's thing is, going all out with action. Pedro is meticulous, is all heck with it.
But in this case, the meticulousness nearly led to his downfall.
I can see it right now, Pedro. You can make a business as the most meticulous assassin ever.
Well,
they take well because everything has to be precisely on point.
Well, Jova, it's like when Shiro said that the interaction between our two protagonists is basically like if me and Dwibs were a couple.
I know, right?
Well, I said carpooling, not carpool.
Well, congrats, Shiro. Your accent has... Congratulations, Shiro. Your accent has now brought about a new means of shipping.
It was also
Thank
like
you very
that
much.
Entangled as well when Eugene and the king stuck into the other castle.
So basically, Shiro has Rule 63 shipped you guys.
I have not shipped any.
Thank you very much, Siri.
That was Jova's fault for mishearing what I'd said.
Shiroi, I wasn't the one who recalled it. Pedro and
see
Woods
that?
were. So, according to them, off of your accent, that's what it sounded like.
So yeah, that's another
That's
faucet.
not what I
So we have to try to find our way up.
So yeah, it's Pedro's fault.
In the
So
next part, though.
Thanks to the Welsh accent, I am now shipped with Pedro.
Brilliant. Anyway,
Don't worry, it's Rule 63, so it's hot. You know what? I can't.
Jova, stop talking.
I have nothing against gay men as well.
Yeah, I'm not one, but sure.
Of course, because we all know Jova ships right with.
I could not care less. I have
I
have
don't
way more.
ship right with Roy.
Are you sure you don't, Jova?
I could not care
You
less.
guys know who I ship with Phoenix.
Himself?
No.
Edgeworth.
No. Iris. Duh.
Larry.
Oh yeah, Iris. Yeah. No,
don't be
Iris was
silly.
Iris was the good one. I remember now.
Don't be silly,
Exactly.
Jova. We all know you ship him with Larry.
All right, everybody. In the next part,
Excuse me for the next part, folks. Swoops may not be around here if we're having to leave to the underworld.
see ya.
Yeah.
Hope.
See ya.